Hey there, it's Mindy from simplymindy.com, and today's video is an exciting one, not only because I learned how to use a sewing machine, but it is my first collaboration video. Yes, I am partnering with my friend Ty Jury over at the channel Mighty Sew, and we are making DIY throw pillows using unexpected materials. Now, along with sewing tutorials, Tajiri also shares some motivational videos for small YouTube channels and tips for how to grow. So I will link her channel in the description box. Be sure to go over and watch her video, check out her channel, tell her I sent you, and if you like her content, subscribe. I'm going to show you 3 different pillows using 3 different types of materials, and the first one is using these Dollar Tree rugs. And you've probably seen other pillows made with these rugs from Dollar Tree, but I wanted to do a sewn option. I've seen probably a dozen or so tutorials on no-sew pillows, but I wanted this to be nice and sturdy. It's gonna go in my living room. My kids like to put pillows on the floor and toss them around, so I wanted this to be nice and sturdy. So because this is a woven material, I didn't want to disrupt any of the weave, so I left the seams as is. I didn't cut anything off, and I'm gonna attach these using a blanket stitch. Now keep in mind, this is my first time trying this stitch, and I'm not a professional, but I did watch a few video tutorials which I will link in the description box if you want a more in-depth tutorial on how to do this stitch. So starting with a doubled thread knotted at the end, you're going to go from the inside of the top material, put the needle through, bring the thread all the way through, then go up and over and feed the needle in through the back of the second material, and we're going to bring that needle through the front in that same hole where we put the first stitch in. Then you're not going to pull the thread all the way through. You're going to feed the needle through that loop that's created by that first stitch, and what this does is creates a stitching at the top of both seams. So once you have that first step done, we're going to repeat that same process going in from the back material for each stitch. You're also going to want to be sure to keep the same spacing between each stitch so that it's all uniform. You could make marks beforehand and measure it out, but I just eyeballed. I wanted to also show you how to quickly add in thread if you run out. So the best way that I found when I was looking at tutorials is to go in from the inside again, but feed it through the back into that last stitch that you made. Then you'll bring it up, feed it under that top loop stitch, and go back in through the back, creating a new stitch as if you were starting from that same place. Hope that makes sense. And again, since I didn't want to disrupt the weave of the fabric, I just glued down the ends with the tassels. And here it is, almost finished. And I just love the added dimension from the gold embroidery thread that I used on this. So I left a little opening, and I'm using some old throw pillows that came with a comforter set. We weren't using these, so I just used the stuffing. And now I have this nice large decorative pillow for just $2. Next, I am using the set of fabric napkins, and actually these are 100% linen fabric that I got on clearance at Target a while back, and this set was just $9 on clearance. So for 100% linen, this was a steal. I looked at Joann's website today to see how much linen fabric is, and it's about $20 a yard. So I made 2 pillows for $9. For this one, I decided to pull out my mini sewing machine. Yes, I have this tiny little machine that I got on Amazon. This was under $40. I bought it a while back because I wanted to learn how to sew, but I didn't want to invest in a huge machine if I didn't, get a feel for it or whatever. But I will link this in the description if you're interested. I think it's great for a beginner or maybe a kid who's interested in learning how to sew. The only thing is it just does 1 stitch, which is fine for what I needed anyway. So for these pillows, all I did is pin them together after I pressed them to make them nice and straight. And I used that existing seam that was on there and stitched right around the entire thing. I'll also link to a couple of videos I found that are specific tutorials just for this machine. Once I had all my stitching done with an opening for my pillow insert, I cut my corners, which I didn't know was a thing. Apparently that makes the corners look more professional. Who knew? But I left an opening large enough to put in my pillow insert, and I closed this with a blind stitch. One thing I will mention is for the second pillow I started stitching with the sewing machine at the center of the pillow instead of right at a corner, because you'll see here I had a little trouble sewing a blind stitch here, and it made the corners actually look a little uneven. So just a little tip there. And I'll tell you, this blind stitch is much harder than it looks. And I did end up with sort of a little pleat here in the middle of the bottom because the napkins were not perfectly square. But it happened with the second pillow too, so it looks purposeful. I may go back and add some decorative details, maybe with some yarn or something, just to add some texture to these. Let me know what you think in the comments. The third and final material that I used to make a throw pillow is this shower curtain. Yes, you heard, a shower curtain. It is a fabric curtain, it's polyester, but I just love this print on here. I was going through my linen closet, which I am working on reorganizing, and I saw this and I just knew it would work perfect in our living room. So I basically took the same steps as I did with the linen napkins, but with this I cut two pieces of the same size. This is going to be a 22-inch pillow, but because this is so thin, I cut two pieces and stitched these together to create the top of my pillow. And then that black piece of fabric you see is from a curtain that was in our master bedroom that I took out when I did the makeover there, and I'll link that video if you're interested. But yes, I am using curtains to make a throw pillow. So once I had stitched those two pieces of the curtain, the shower curtain, together, I pinned the right sides of the shower curtain and the black curtain together and stitched all the way around the pillow, again leaving an opening for my stuffing, and again flipped it out and stuffed it and did a blind stitch to finish it off. And you'll see here in a minute all my pillows on our living room sofa. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you some out-of-the-box ideas for different materials that you can use to make decorative throw pillows. Don't forget to go over to Tyjurie's channel and check out what she made. I'm excited to see what she did. And of course you could make these without sewing. There are plenty of no-sew tutorials out there. You can use a fabric glue or even just hot glue to make your own pillows. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll like, leave me a comment, and subscribe for more home decor on a budget. And don't forget to check the description box for more information about me and my channel. See you in the next one.